I'll write the script now. Most men over 60 are walking around with a blood sugar number their doctor called normal, and that number is quietly choking the circulation they care about most. Here's the part nobody tells you. The damage shows up below the belt years before it ever shows up on a lab report. So today I'm going to give you 5 signs your body is already waving at you, signs no blood test will catch. And if you count 3 or more of these in your own life, I want you to keep watching, because the back half of this video is about how you actually start turning it around. Let me tell you why your normal number can still be hurting you, because once this clicks, the rest makes total sense. Firmness and performance, the kind a man notices and the kind he misses, those are not really a willpower thing or even mostly a hormone thing. They're a plumbing thing. They are a blood flow event. When things are working the way they should, your blood vessels relax and open up, blood rushes in where it matters, and you get that reliable strength. The thing that tells those vessels to relax and open is a little molecule called nitric oxide. Hold on to that name, nitric oxide, because it's the hero of this whole story. Now here's where the trouble starts. When your blood sugar runs even a little high, not diabetic, just that borderline we'll watch it range, it slowly damages the delicate lining inside your blood vessels. That lining is called the endothelium, and it's the factory that makes your nitric oxide. Damage the factory, and you make less. Less nitric oxide means the vessels can't open all the way. Less opening means less flow. And here's the cruel little twist, the thing that makes this so important. The blood vessels that supply performance down there are tiny, much smaller than the ones around your heart. So when this sugar damage begins, those small vessels feel it first. They get hit years, sometimes a decade, before anything goes wrong with the big plumbing, which means circulation below the belt isn't just about that one part of your life. It's an early warning light for your whole vascular system. Honestly, when I first understood that, it stopped me cold, because we've been taught to treat it like an embarrassing inconvenience, when really it's one of the most honest health signals a man's body can send. So let's get to your 5 signs. Grab a coffee, sit with me, and be honest with yourself as we go. Sign number 1, a slower warm-up. Things still work, but they take longer to get going than they used to, and they need more to get going. That's not getting older the way people wave it off. A slower warm-up is very often a flow problem. The vessels are sluggish to open because the nitric oxide just isn't there in the volume it once was. Sign number 2, and this is the big one, your mornings have gotten unreliable. For most of your life, morning strength showed up on its own, no thought required. It's one of the body's quiet little circulation check-ins that happens while you sleep. When those mornings start getting rare or faint, that's your vascular system telling you the overnight flow isn't what it was. A lot of men feel this one first and say nothing for years. Don't be that man. Now, before sign 3, the most important sign is actually number 5, the one almost everyone overlooks, so stay with me, because on its own it can change how you read all the others. Sign number 3, cold hands and cold feet. Your fingers and toes are at the very end of the line, fed by some of the smallest vessels you've got. When circulation is dropping, the extremities get shorted first. So if your feet are cold when the room isn't, if your hands take forever to warm up, that's not just you run cold. That's a roadmap of how your small vessels are doing everywhere, including where you care about it. Sign number 4, the energy crash after a carb-heavy meal. Big plate of pasta, bread, something sweet, and 40 minutes later you're flattened, foggy, heavy, ready for a nap. That crash is a flashing sign that your body is fighting to handle sugar, and every one of those blood sugar swings is another little scrape against that vessel lining, another hit to your nitric oxide factory. If meals routinely knock you out, your circulation is paying for it. And sign number 5, the one I told you to wait for, slow recovery. Not just performance, recovery in general. A scratch that lingers, workouts that take days to bounce back from, bruises that hang around, that tiredness that sleep doesn't quite fix. Healing and recovery are flow dependent. They need good circulation to carry repair where it's needed. So when recovery slows across the board, it's rarely one isolated thing. It's usually the same root issue showing up in a dozen quiet ways at once. That's why it's the master sign. It ties the other four together. So count them up with me right now. Slower warm-up, unreliable mornings, cold hands and feet, the post-carb crash, slow recovery. Be honest. How many are you? Because here's the line that matters. If you're nodding at 3 or more, this is very likely not 5 separate problems. It's one problem, your flow, wearing 5 different masks. And one problem is a far easier thing to go after than 5. Which brings us to the good news, the part I actually want you to remember. Blood vessels are not set in stone. That endothelium, that nitric oxide factory, it responds. It can be supported. The direction of the fix is simple to say, take the pressure off your blood sugar and help your body make more nitric oxide so the vessels can open again. In plain terms, that means leaning your meals toward protein, fiber, and real food, and away from the quick sugars and refined carbs that keep scraping the lining. It means moving your body, especially walking after meals. Even 10 or 15 minutes blunts the sugar spike and asks your vessels to open. It means sleep, because that's your overnight repair shift, and managing stress, because stress hormones squeeze flow shut. None of that is glamorous, but it's the foundation, and it works. On top of those basics, certain natural ingredients are studied for supporting the body's own nitric oxide and healthy circulation, the raw materials side of the equation. There's a natural blood flow support I personally like for exactly this. I've left it down in the description if you ever want to look into it. No pressure at all, it's just the one I reach for. And one honest word, because I'd be a poor friend if I skipped it. If you're on medication for blood pressure, blood sugar, or anything else, do not change or stop it on your own, based on a YouTube video, mine included. Talk to your doctor. Bring them these 5 signs. You'd be surprised how a real conversation goes when you walk in informed instead of embarrassed. Here's where I'll leave you. Your body has been telling you the truth this whole time. Those signs aren't betrayals, they're messages, and messages mean there's still time to answer. Pick one thing today. Walk after dinner. Swap one sugary meal. Just start, because flow rewards the man who starts. And like I mentioned, if you want to check out the blood flow support I use, it's down in the description, only if you're curious. Take care of yourself. You've got more good years in you than you think, and they're worth fighting for. Quick reminder before you go. This is general education, a friend sharing what he's learned, not medical advice and not a diagnosis. Your health is personal, so make your moves alongside someone who knows your full picture. I'll see you in the next one.